front. South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx. Many people tell me this style is terrific.
Good morning, good morning. What is this? What is this? It's horrible. Turn it. Goodness grief. Good morning, 7th graders. This is Mr. Sully. If you remember last time Mr. Driscoll asked me to do this, it was St. Patty's Day. The time got away from me. I'm making up for it now. Also, Mr. Driscoll is suffering. He went to the hospital tonight. So apparently the doctor said something had been obstructing and getting on his every last nerve. I don't know what it could be. But I guess today's Yapak Day. Heard some people are upset about that. I'm so sorry. I feel so empathetic. That like you, every other child in the entire country has to take a test today and has been doing so for the last 30 years. Would you like some cheese with all that wine? So we're reading this book, Bronx Masquerade, right? We're at page 108. The name of this new character is Sheila Gambaroni. Sheila Gambaroni. Let's hear her. Sheila, get in here and say your part. 108. Amy Moskowitz just looked at me like I had two heads. Why? Just because I wanted to change my name? When Mr. Ward took attendance this morning and got to me, I raised my hand and interrupted. Please don't call me Sheila, I said. I prefer Natalina, my Africana name. Excuse me? Said Mr. Ward. I cleared my throat and spoke a little louder. Please call me Natalina from now on. Mr. Ward looked puzzled. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Why would you... Never mind, Sheila. Just see me after class. I nodded. Deandra Jordan caught my eye and shook her head. Then she turned back to the charcoal portrait I saw her working on when I got to class. She slipped it into her notebook and shook her head again. I looked away just in time to catch Amy rolling her eyes in my direction. It was obvious she didn't understand. But since there are only 4 white people in this class, I was hoping for some support, so sue me. Africana name? Please. Ain't nothing African about Natalina, said Judy Ann, the girl behind me. We used to call her Short Skirt. I know one thing, her clothes fit her better than my name fits me, but try telling her that. Why don't you just keep the name your mama gave you, she said. Leave the girl alone, said Portia. If she wants to change her name, I'm sure she has a reason. People always have reasons for what they do, even if we don't know what they are. I know one thing, said Judy Ann. She can call herself whatever she wants. It still ain't gonna make her black. Tanisha shot her a look of disapproval. Judy Ann lowered her eyes. Sorry, she said, but it was too late. I knew someone would misunderstand. I'm proud to be Italian. I love being Italian. Not that anybody can tell I am one with this blonde hair and pale skin of mine. Everybody else in my family looks typical. Olive complexion, dark hair, dark eyes. Then there's me, sticking out like the proverbial sore thumb. But hey, I might as well. I'm the black sheep anyway. The only girl in the family who wants a career instead of babies. The only cousin who likes to hang out with blacks and Latinos. The only one who doesn't think they're all lazy and shiftless. Never mind that they've been discriminated against and shoved to the bottom of the economic rung since they've been here. Try telling that to my father. I'm on page 110 now. And don't even mention slavery. He throws his hands up and walks away. So of course he thinks I'm an idiot for wanting to go into social work to help minorities. He might understand better if he knew any. It's 10 years since Dad took over the neighborhood pizza parlor from Uncle Tony. You would think by now he and my mother would have taken some time just to get to know most of their customers, not just the white ones. Maybe they're afraid to get too close to someone who might actually hug them. Heaven forbid. It seems the only Gambaroni willing to show affection is me. Now, how weird is that? Some days, I wake up wondering if I'm adopted. I try my life on like a dress, and it doesn't fit. I know this life is mine because the label has my name on it. But what kind of name is Sheila? It doesn't tell you who I am or where I came from. Sheila could be anybody. That's why I wanted something more Africana. Okay, so maybe Africana isn't the right word, but I definitely want something more ethnic. A name that tells a story, a name with roots. That's what I want people to understand. After English, I met with Mr. Ward and explained all of that. Or enough of it to satisfy him anyway. Okay, he said. Then I'll see you tomorrow, Natalina. It was all I could do not to give him a hug. Page 111. Open Mic Fridays. What's in a Name? By Natalina Gambaroni. When strangers meet, they hurry past hello and seek each other's designation. My name is, and who are you? Is the spade we sink into this foreign human soil to see what nuggets we can dig up, what history, what ethnic derivation, what concentration of cultural genes we can use to weigh and measure each other. Some will, no doubt, come up wanting, requiring a change of designation. Hello, my name is Natalina. Will that do? Page 113. That classroom sounded like a tomb after she read. I'm sitting there studying the video camera, and I'm wondering what Sheila would think if she could hear herself on that tape, if she could watch those words coming out of her own mouth. Judy Ann is right. There's something wrong with that girl. Hey, lots of peeps change their names. I ain't got no problem with that. Some have to. The names their folks gave them are such dogs. But that girl sounds like she wants to change her race. What's that about? She's feeling guilty because her family's got it good. I don't get it. But I'm going to leave that one alone. Hey, Mr. Ward, I said. What you planning to do with all them videotapes you're making? I'm going to keep them. Maybe show them to my students next year to introduce them to the idea of open mic readings, if that's okay with you. Yeah, that works for me, I said. Just make sure you show them mine.
South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx, South Bronx, the South Bronx.
Many people tell me this style is terrific. It is kind of different, but let's get specific. KRS-One specialized in music.
Bronx Masquerade by Nicky Grimes. Wesley, Bad Boy Boone. I ain't particular about doing homework, you understand? My teachers practically faint whenever I turn something in. Matter of fact, I probably got the longest list of excuses for missing homework of anyone alive, except for my homie Tyrone. He tries to act like he's not even interested in school, like there's no point in studying hard, or dreaming about tomorrow, or bothering to graduate. He's got his reasons. I keep on him about going to school, though, saying I need the company. Besides, I tell him, if he drops out and gets a job, he won't have any time to work on his songs. That always gets to him. Tyrone might convince everybody else that he's all through with dreaming, but I know he wants to be a big hip-hop star. He's just afraid he won't live long enough to do so. Me? I hardly ever think about checking out. I'm more worried about figuring what I want to do if I live. Anyway,
I haven't had to drag Tyrone off to school lately, or make excuses for not having my homework done, because I've been doing it. It's the Harlem Renaissance stuff that's got us both going. We spent a month reading poetry from the Harlem Renaissance in our English class. Then Mr. Ward, that's our teacher, asked us to write an essay about it. Makes